All right, first up, we have the foundation. The first layer of the cake here is management. Management makes the bottom foundation, and without it, you're going to see cracks in everything start forming. So, management is the changing and arranging of the environment. In dog training circles, we hear this called antecedent arrangement sometimes, so there's a little more nuance in there. Um, and this would be baby gates, tethers, leashes, crates, fences, environmental solutions, not training solutions. So let's give an example. Let's say someone comes to me and says that their dog hears a sound outside, jumps up on the bay window seat, and barks incessantly at the dogs and people walking by. What would be a management solution or an environmental solution? So we're not talking about training. We're not going to tell the dog to sit or anything like that. We're just thinking, how do I control the environment to make the behavior unlikely or impossible? All right, and an example, in this example, the answer might be that the management solution is to put white noise on. The dog doesn't hear the sound. Put film on the windows so the dog can't see the people walking by. Put block access to that couch that they're jumping up on or the window seat. Here's an example of management that I'm currently using in my home because I have a teenage sister. And here's an example of management from a foster who currently has a teenage dog who is stealing the remotes. Um, all right, and it was really cool. On a phone call the other day, I was asked, "What's so wrong about allowing my dog to reverse these behaviors?" And it was a really good and important question. I was really happy to get that question. Why is it important? Why do we care? Why can't we just let our dogs rehearse this behavior, and then when they're out of adolescence, whew, that was a tongue twister, then it'll be gone, right? Unfortunately, no. So when we allow our dogs to rehearse bad behavior or unwanted behaviors, they create bad habits. So, I like to think of dog training as a piggy bank. I didn't come up with this. It's a common analogy. But when you train your dog, you put coins in the piggy bank. But if you're not using management and you're allowing the rehearsal of bad behaviors, it's like having a big hole in the bottom of your piggy bank. And when you put coins in, they're just going to go straight through. So you need to make sure to plug that hole before you can start seeing progress. Another example here is if anybody has been in their home when the power is out and you're needing to move around from room to room, I do this all the time. I like to think I'm a mostly intelligent human being. Maybe I even have a flashlight in hand, and yet I'll still go to flip light switches. And that's because it has become muscle memory. So if you're training your dog not to jump on people, if they're jumping on people all the time, you will not make progress. Okay, so I want you to think now for a moment of the top two behaviors that your dog does that drive you crazy. I want you to try and imagine a management solution. What would your home and life look like if you just used environmental stoppers to stop the behavior from occurring or make it highly unlikely? Maybe it's jumping, eating out of the trash, stealing things, mouthing. What would that look like? So if your dog is eating out of the trash, maybe it's putting the trash can in the closet. Or if they're stealing things, if you can put those things away. If they're jumping on people, crating them before people come over, putting a pen around the front door. And the trick here is that if you can imagine it, you can probably make it happen. So we most of us do have control over our homes and our lives.